TENC Gospel Live. TENC Gospel Live.
Sanibonani babukeli emakhaya. My name is Lindo Guhle Malimela and you're watching Teen Gospel Live.
That's right, guys, and my name's Amgnena. Linda, today's quote comes from Anonymous, and it says, "Don't be afraid of being different. Be afraid of being the same." Today is all about friendship development, and our topic is peer pressure. Now, I want you to tell me, have you ever been pressured?
No, never, never.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm an assertive person. I have a strong character. What I believe in it. And yeah, I won't change it for someone else. So, yeah.
Okay, guys, you heard Linda. Now, I want you to tell us who is joining us today to tell us more about the topic.
So joining us today is Sister Precious and Umalins to tell us more about peer pressure.
Welcome to the most must-see teen gospel show in history, Teen Gospel Live. It's about that time again, guys. It's time for us to interview our guests and find out more about the topic. Now, we're not going to introduce them. They are going to introduce themselves. Sanbonani.
Yebo, Ninjani.
It's okay, you guys, introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Okay, I'm Lindiwe Sibyl Khadebe, born and bred in Katlehong, going to Katlehong SDA Church. I'm a teacher by profession. I was raised by my grandmother, and it's unfortunate that she passed on. I'm from a very big family that is loving and caring.
Sanbonani.
Yeah.
Kama uSlindile waga Shabalala. Born in Soweto, grew up in Soweto, but now I'm living in the East Rand. Mother of two, passionate about the young people. So for me to be in this show is quite an honor because I love working with young people. So I'm glad I'm here.
Okay, so today's topic is all about peer pressure. Can you tell us what is peer pressure?
Peer pressure is more of an undecisive habit whereby your decisions are controlled by those who influence you more than your own influence. So in most cases, it's where you are unable to be sure of what you want or want to do, so you then succumb to what you see others doing. And most people will mistake it for bully, and it's not really bully. It's a decision that you take by yourself because you are forced by what others are doing because you don't trust your own decision and making your own choices.
Okay, to add on that, I can say peer pressure is an influence from members of one peers group. You can either be a teenager, you can get peer pressure, or an adult, as long as it's the group, the pressure that you get from your...
Like age group?
Like age group, yes, your age group. Even us as adults, we do experience peer pressure.
So would you say, you guys, like you just said, you as adults experience peer pressure, would you say that you have experienced peer pressure from the beginning, like since you were babies till now?
When you're still figuring yourself out, you do. Because you see others, you want to belong to a certain group of people, you see what they're doing. A part of you knows that what they're doing doesn't go with what you believe in or you've been taught. So you end up also doing it. So that I see it as also peer pressure. Because at that moment, you don't want to feel like the odd one out. You don't want to be judged by others or laughed at by others. So you follow the majority. And that is also peer pressure. And we've all been through it, where you sometimes do things because you see others doing it. It looks cool at that time. And everyone is doing it. You want to feel like you're part of the clique. And then you just follow.
Okay, so we have a video call from one of our viewers at home, and we're just gonna look at the screen and hear what they have to say.
Hi guys, my name is Garrett Moyo. I come from Mpumalanga, and my question today for you is, how do you walk away from peer pressure?
Yeah, it is easy. Remember, you are Adventist, and you are being taught at church what is good and what is bad. And for you to to move away from it, you need to have a filter. You must have your own filter and take what is good for you, what will make you grow, and not what will make you, whenever people see or look at you and say, we doubt if this child is an Adventist.
In some instances, I think personal experience that I've had, it goes either way. I think for most people, it depends on the other influences that they have in their life. Because you're not only influenced by one group of people, there's others. Parents at home, as Michael, I guess, is saying that how you were raised at home. If there's people at home who continuously remind you, would say, this is how you should grow up, this is how you should do things, then you are able to walk away from it. And in some instances, like what we've experienced in my family, one could not walk away. And as we speak, we buried her last year.
Okay, so I have a question. There's different types of peer pressure. There's negative and there's positive peer pressure. Like, which one do you think is more common?
You know what? You're asking us a difficult question now.
Statistic.
Yeah, and you know what? As parents, we cannot answer you that there is a negative or the peer pressure. Like I said, you need to have a filter, right? Kids from outside, they can have a negative peer pressure on you. But when, as an Adventist, I'm going to stress that, as an Adventist, as a pathfinder, you know what is good. Because if you say there's a negative peer pressure, that means all these wrong things that the kids are doing, you will do them. But if it's a positive one, whatever, let's say you've got friends and your friends, they say, we need to study. My friend, we need to study and we need to pass. That's a positive one. But if they say you need to go and smoke, remember your body, it's a temple of God. Can you go and smoke?
No, but like the thing is, people don't understand that we as Ama 2000s are growing up in very difficult times. Like, I need to stress this. I can't stress it enough. Or you just ask will you go and smoke? There's this type of thing of being shunned. Like, it's not even about the pressure. It's the fact that that's you I know. Like, so if sometimes you have to like think about it and put yourself in that situation, would you rather umuntu succumbs to peer pressure or they be depressed for the rest of their life?
It goes both ways, as I also mentioned earlier on. You asked us what is more common, positive or the negative side. And for me, I think it's the circle that you are with. If you are with a positive circle, you will have positive peer pressure.
Yeah.
If you are influenced by negative people, you will be in a negative. And some people are always caught where in one group, there's positive people and negative people. And that's where your growth on how you were raised comes into play.
Which gender is a bit more susceptible to peer pressure?
Both. Okay, you know what? I've got a question for you because you are teenagers. Do you think peer pressure, both of you, peer pressure can affect you?
It can, because there's like negative peer pressure and there's positive peer pressure. So
It can. So it also depends on the walking away. Can you walk away from negative
your
peer pressure?
character, like as he said, he's an assertive human being.
And at times you find that you walk away from positive peer pressure because at times you feel like, you know what, this guy wants to control me, so why do I have to stick around? And now I have to study because he wants to study. I'm not sticking around. And then you end up leaving. So I think as teens, at times our assertive behavior makes us walk away from positive peer pressure, but at times it also helps us to walk away from negative stuff, because mhlambe mina ngumuntu onekhanda eliqinile vele ngokwami ukuthi mina nangafuna ukwenza into angifuni. If someone says let's go and smoke, ngithi angilapho, and then someone says let's go and study, and I still say angilapho. So what happens to such a person?
But remember, we said there's positive and negative.
Yeah.
But like if you're walking away, as he's saying, from positive
from both
peer
positive
pressure.
and negative.
Well, remember what I mentioned from the start to say it also depends on you as an individual. Do you know what you want with your life? If you do not know what you want with your life, you will fall obviously on the negative side because it will be more stronger. Or even on the positive side because somebody else is making decisions for you. But if regardless of whether when you walk away because you know you've got a backup, the example you used, you don't walk away and then you fail. You walk away because you know I'm covered. I don't have to overstudy. As long as you still pass. But then sometimes you walk away and then you want to do the wrong side is because you felt logo gubi is what's more exciting at that time. So all I'm saying is it's important for an individual to know what you want with your life. You asked us a question, have we ever suffered from it? Yes, we
Yes,
have.
we did.
Most of our lives.
Most of our
Up
lives.
until we figured out what we wanted, and that's when you wake up as a person and say, this is not the way for me to get to where I want to get.
So right now it's time for us to take a break, and I'll ask one of you guys to link us to the ad break. Gule camera layer.
You're gonna go for it?
Go for it.
Okay. Sesonyiwe siyophuza amanzi nawe sijoyine sizophinde sihlangane.
Don't forget to interact with us on our social platforms. Right now, we're still getting to know more about peer pressure, whether it's good, bad, and decision making, basically. So, is peer pressure always bad?
Not exactly. Sometimes peer pressure can be good.
Depends on the circle of friends.
Friends that you are in
that you're
with.
keeping.
Okay. So you're talking about friends a lot. A lot. I want to talk about at home now because at school you often hear teachers saying your behavior is a description of how you are at home. Is a parent's influence stronger than peer pressure?
It should be. And in most instances, it can be overshadowed by the influence that the children get ngaphandle, if as the parent you are not involved with your child's life as you should. So in fact, imfundiso yasekhaya should be the one that has the upper hand in the upbringing of umntwana. And okungaphandle always wavers the child from indlela ayifundiswe kuphi ekhaya. And if the parent is not involved, you're not in check with your child's lifestyle, how they're living and friends they're with and things that they're doing, they can easily succumb to the peer pressure of the friends ngaphandle, and that depends. Is it good or bad friends?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've established pretty much what peer pressure is. Now, in the age of social media, all these things that are happening, how do you manage peer pressure? Like, how?
Hey, social media.
Social media, it plays influence. But as I've said at the beginning, when as a teenager, you need to make sure that whatever you take, you need to have a filter. Do you know what is a filter?
Yeah.
Something that strains something. You need to have a filter so that you are able to filter what is good and what is bad. Let's say, for an example, somebody says to you, yesterday I went somewhere with social media. Ne? Ngihambile, I went to a party and this is what I drank. Remember when your body as a teenager, and I'm going to stress this, as an Adventist child, your body is what? It's a temple of God. If your friend says, yesterday I drank this, will you think you'll go and drink it because your friend said, I drank this with social media? It's social media, it mustn't influence you.
But
Is-
again,
Yes.
we also need to consider pop-up ads with social media whilst we're talking about social media, because as much as I might have control over the friends I keep around, there's pop-up ads, and pop-up ads mhlambe whatever brand ethengisa utshwala mhlambe creates a pop-up ad, and a sponsored ad can pop up anywhere. So it pops up, I see this brand, and obviously if if it looks interesting, because marketing looks super cool on social media, and I decide to click and learn more about what I'm seeing. So
I will share words of wisdom that I once heard from one of our pastors, where I once attended a counseling with him, Pastor Suoketsa. And one of the things that he said that stayed in my mind a lot was when he said, a person's decision does not just come spontaneously.
Yes.
It's because now in Ngokwako you've been thinking about it.
Okay, I mean, I get.
So if you've built at the back of your mind, as Umama says, if you didn't have that filter that filters out bad thoughts, you've had this thought lingering, when something enticing comes to you, you will fall for it, whether somebody's bringing it to you or when you're seeing it.
Okay, so I have a question. If somebody say they don't bring it to you, they don't present it. We teenagers, we're still learning about ourselves. We're still learning who we are. Yeah. And you want to go out there and experiment different things. Does that count as peer pressure? When you uhlale esofeni for 4 hours and you think, maybe I should do this and that, and you don't tell anybody about it and you just go and do it. Is that still peer pressure?
It is.
It is peer pressure because you saw somebody. Because when you saw it not good for you. Ubone uguti your friend ba right mabapuma bayoyenza that particular thing. It will depend. But Nina, you are far better. Because if you usugume sofen lagin, you can go to a bookshelf, take messages to young people and read it. It will give you a guide about the peer pressure. If you can't do that, you take your phone and call Mams Lindil. Mams Lindil, I feel like going out now. What can I do? Mams Lindil will give you rules and regulations that Ndanam, take a board and do 5 knots. You'll make those knots and put them in the board. It's done and dusted. You've worked out your energy. It's there, it's done. Peer pressure that you got, it's what? It's a positive one.
Just also to share quickly without taking more time is that Mina Namogwam, I've had experiences like that growing up, where you see your own cousin. Okay, ukoko utuzolimala, but ukuku is always going, so why can't I go? And I joined her. But that day was a decision when I realized that where I've escaped life. In one night, I escaped death 3 times in one night. Ngoba ngani ubona umuntu uyayisurvive makungasiyona yakhe indlela akusiyona yakhe indlela, and there's reasons why. So yes, we experience it, we all go through it, and everyone has to have the experience, but it's rather best to stick to what you've been taught, because abantu abadala, they teach wisdom. They don't just teach because they want to deprive you of good times or having fun.
So guys, you've heard Uguti, being an assertive person is super, super important.
Still to come is our Bible character crush of the week. We're going to play a round of games and we continue our conversation with our guests. Now it's about that time again. It's time for us to tell you who our biblical character crush of the week is. Who are we crushing on today, Linda?
So our biblical character crush of the week is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from Daniel chapter 6.
Oh.
So we all know the story that they were held captive in Babylon and they grew wise and strong since they were trained in Babylonian ways, right? So since King Nebuchadnezzar was sort of like a dictator, he
Was
wanted
he?
them to, oh yes, he was. So he wanted them to bow down to him, but they refused because they only bowed down to one God. And since other Babylonian officials were sort of like jealous that they didn't, firstly, they're high officials, and now they don't want to
And
bow
they're
down
not
to
even
the king.
Babylonian.
Imagine, so they got angry and they were able to influence the king that he should erect a golden statue and they should bow down to the statue. But again, they refused. That is why they were thrown into the fiery furnace that was heated 7 times more than normal.
That's a lot.
But when they went into the furnace, the king actually noticed that, okay, I threw in 3 guys and there's now 4. 4 people. Who was this 4th person? And it was actually Jesus Christ, the Son of God. And that is actually when King Nebuchadnezzar recognized
You mean
God.
King Nebuchadnezzar?
Yes, that is when he recognized that God is the one true God and commanded everyone in the nation of Babylon to worship God. And that is our Bible crush of the week, which is Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. So right now, you are going to tell us who is your Bible crush of the week. Keep in touch with us on the social media platforms. Right now, it's time for us to play a game of 30 seconds.
Okay, guys, it's about that time again. It's time for us to play our resident game, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Now, how it's played is that we have divided ourselves into 2 teams. The presenters versus the guests. The guests are going to go first. Are you guys excited?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
Like, are you ready to play?
Yeah.
So the topics were chosen prior, guys. They chose items of miracles in the Bible. So let's give it to them. Can I have 30 seconds on the clock? And your time starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Those things that Jesus fed people, 5,000 people.
Bread and fish.
Yes. Yo,
So that's 1.
children of Israel had to cross that sea from Egypt.
The Red Sea.
Yebo. What the children of
time.
Israel got when they reached Canaan.
That's
Grapes.
it. Sorry, time.
Grapes.
You guys know.
Grapes.
Time. You guys got 2 out of 6. Can I have 30 seconds on the clock?
I so wish you can lose.
And what's our topic again?
Our topic, guys, is people who receive dreams. So can I please have 30 seconds?
Oh my goodness, okay.
Time starts in 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Come on.
The 12 things we were talking. Potiphar's wife. He was tempted by Potiphar's wife.
Joseph,
Yes. The king. He was.
King Nebuchadnezzar,
Yes. The one who held the people of Egypt captive.
You said the
Pharaoh,
He was the wise king. Yes. So that's 3. You said Joseph, Nebuchadnezzar, and Pharaoh. He was the wise king.
Solomon,
Yes. He has the brother, the one who.
time.
Okay, that's our time. It doesn't matter. We
the
got
second.
4 out of 6.
You
said
guys,
You said kids.
I said
team
we
pressure.
we're talking about people who receive
This
dreams,
is
guys.
team pressure.
We're talking about people who receive dreams. That's it for
guys,
today. We are
come
going
on.
to celebrate our victory during the break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to our viewers at home. You're watching Teen Gospel Live. And the question for today is, how can I overcome peer pressure?
That's right, guys. Answer the question on our social media pages. Also send us an email. Use info@sidmedia.org using the hashtag, and don't forget to comment on our social media pages using the hashtag #TGLive, #friendship development, guys. So far, we told you guys who our biblical character crush of the week is, played an interesting round of 30 seconds, and now it is time for us to get back into the conversation with our guests for today.
So question we have for you is, what does the Bible say about dealing with peer pressure?
Yeah, you know what? There's a verse that I like in the Bible. Do you know that in the Bible there are 14 Bible verses that deal about peer pressure? 14.
Do you mind sharing a few? Maybe
No, I don't. I will do that because I know that I still have a long way to do with you. Exodus 23, verse 2. You shall not follow the masses in doing evil, nor shall you testify in a dispute so as to turn aside after a multitude in order to pervert justice.
Can you please say
You
this in
shall not
English?
follow the masses in doing evil. Doing evil. It's a negative peer pressure. No? You shall not follow your friends in doing what? Evil. Do you know? It's not from me, but it's from the Bible. Who wrote the Bible? Is it me?
No.
Remember the Bible, it's the book that you need to always read.
Yeah.
This one, it's not directed to us, but it's directed to you as teenagers. The other one, it's Exodus 32, from verse 1 to verse 5. I'm not going to read that. Then Psalms 1, verse 1. Those 3 verses, I think they will do justice to your life.
And the Bible always emphasizes that never put trust in men. So obviously in every decision that you make, you must always trust God. So yes, you see your friends doing it, you like it, ask God, is it right?
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming. You learned a lot, Melinda.
Definitely,
I
most
also learned
definitely.
a lot, guys. Philippians 4 verse 13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Don't forget our memory verse that says, do not conform. Thank you so much to our guests for coming.
Yes.
Thank you to you guys at home for watching. Keep the conversation going on our social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it, @SID Media, using the hashtag TG Live, #friendship development. Don't forget to send us an SMS, a WhatsApp, a young voice note. We are waiting to hear from you guys. From me, Lindo, and the rest of the team, it's goodbye and God bless.